What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today we are back and we are playing some Modern Warfare Remastered. You guys requested it, and here it is. And today we're doing an age-old versus episode, and what's really amazing about this versus episode is that it originated from this Call of Duty. Back in Call of Duty 4 is when this argument first started, and that argument is the red dot sight versus the Acog. Which one is better? Now, a lot of people are going to say that the answer to this question is either the red dot sight's better or the Acog is better, and that's actually not the case, because the way the Acog works in Modern Warfare Remastered is it changes the way certain weapons work, and it's different on every single weapon in the game. So depending on what weapon you're using, the Acog is going to interact differently. However, the first thing we're going to look at is how the attachments actually interact with the weapons themselves on a general sense. So first thing we're going to talk about is field of view, and basically what field of view is it's the amount of area you can see, and normally it's measured in degrees. So for example, we're going to use assault rifles as a baseline. Generally speaking, when you scope in with an assault rifle, when you're using no optic attachments whatsoever, your field of view is going to be 50 or 50 degrees. Now, this is normally when you scope in with no optic attachments. When you use a red dot sight, this also doesn't change. The amount you scope in is the exact same amount, and your field of view is once again 50. However, when you're using an Acog scope, your field of view is no longer going to be 50, it's going to be 30. Now, this is what you expect when you use an Acog scope, because when you use an Acog, you want your weapon to scope in a little bit more. You want to see a little bit further, but that being said, you won't be able to see nearly as much of your surroundings, because once again, you're scoping in and has less of a field of view. Now, this is just the basic thing. This is the basic thing that you expect an Acog scope to do, and it's not necessarily a good thing or it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's whatever you prefer in a weapon. If you like to zoom in a little bit more, you'll prefer the Acog in that sense. If you like a wider field of view, like myself, you'll prefer a red dot sight. But that's just the basic change that happens when you use an Acog scope. Now, the reverse of this is actually if you're using a sniper rifle. If you're using a sniper rifle, generally speaking, when you scope in with the normal sniper scope, your field of view is going to be 15. However, when you use an Acog scope, it once again goes back to 30. So you actually zoom out a little bit compared to the normal sniper scope, just as a comparison compared to assault rifles. So the other thing that changes when you're using an Acog scope is the aim down sights time. Now, the aim down sights time is changed for every single weapon while using an Acog scope. So while using an Acog scope, whatever weapon you are using, you're going to aim down sights in 0.3 seconds. It doesn't matter what weapon it is, it's going to aim down sights in 0.3 seconds. Now, if you're using an assault rifle or an SMG, this is a negative because an assault rifle scopes in 0.25 seconds and an SMG scopes in 0.2 seconds. So you're actually having a slower aim down sights time with an assault rifle or an SMG. However, if you're using an LMG or a sniper rifle, this is the opposite, because with an LMG, you aim down sights in 0.35 seconds, and with a sniper, you aim down sights in 0.4 seconds. If you equip that Acog, once again, you're going to be aiming down sights in 0.3 seconds. So it's a negative thing with assault rifles and SMGs. It's a positive thing with LMGs and sniper rifles. And once again, nothing changes when you're using a red dot sight. So when you use a red dot sight with any of those weapons, the aim down sights time is going to stay the same as if you're using no attachment whatsoever. So up until this point, what the Acog scope has changed is it makes your field of view 30 and it makes your aim down sights time 0.3 seconds, no matter what weapons you're using. However, there's certain weapons where the Acog scope actually adds recoil to the weapon in a way. It doesn't directly add recoil, but more what it does is that it changes the center speed. Now, what center speed is the amount of time it takes for your weapon to absorb the recoil and go back to the middle of the screen. You want a high as possible center speed, because the more center speed you have, the more often your weapon will be right in the middle of the screen. And what the Acog scope does is it slows down the center speed, which adds recoil to the weapon. So the weapons that it adds recoil to are the M4A1, the AK-47, the G3, the G36C, the Scorpion, the AK-74U, the SAW, and the RPD. It does not affect the M60E4 LMG, just the SAW and the RPD. So all of those weapons that I listed are definitely weapons you do not want to use an Acog scope with, simply because you're going to have to deal with more recoil. Other than that, it mainly comes down to personal preferences. The main thing to note is that with assault rifles and SMGs, your aim down sights time is going to be a little bit slower. With LMGs and sniper rifles, your aim down sights is going to be a little bit faster. So I actually like using an Acog scope with my sniper rifle rifles just because I can scope in faster. Also, with the M40, it also adds a little bit of a damage buff, but we've talked about that many times in other videos. So the Acog's a little bit of a weird attachment. It really changes based on what class of weapon you're using, sometimes just based on the individual weapon you're using itself. But overall, I prefer to use the red dot sight because I mainly use assault rifles and SMGs, and with those weapons, it makes my aim down sights time a little bit worse. It gives me a smaller field of view, and with some of the weapons, it even adds recoil. So for me, the red dot sight is the clear choice for me. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Did you find this video informative and like what you saw? It would be fantastic if you'd hit that like button. If you did enjoy the video, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, I upload new Call of Duty videos every single day of the week, so that subscribe button is sitting down below with your name on it. As always, you can check out my Twitch, Twitter, all of that crap down in the description, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace out.